Hi students, welcome to Alpo's e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is organic chemistry and now we are in session number 47. In previous session we discussed about the naming of carbonyl compounds, that is nothing but the naming of aldehydes and then the naming of different types of ketones. All these we discussed, and in previous session I provided you some compounds from carbonyl compound, that is nothing but aldehydes, to write the names also, and I hope that you completed your job. And now let us continue our discussion on the names of the ketones, because when ketones we are considering three types of ketones. Aliphatic ketone is there, cyclic ketone is there, cycloalkyl ketone is there, aryl substituted. Generally when benzene ring, it is not at all possible to have the keto group within the benzene ring. That's why when it is of present, the benzene group is present with the ketone, we have to consider that it is nothing but only the substituent. So in such a case we can also consider that benzene even as the phenone, even though it is a side chain. Clear? So with all these, let us continue our discussion, and thereafter I will provide some compounds from the ketone group also, and you try your level best to get the answers for all those compounds, both in, if it is possible to write the common system name, you write the common names, and then you write the IUPAC name. Automatically you have to write the common name for all the compounds, and some common names may be present for few, but don't expect that all the compounds are having the common names. Clear? And here it is nothing but, now let us have this benzene ring when present. Mostly these are the three important: COCH3 it may present, or otherwise CO, and this side also one more benzene ring present like this, or some other group. Say for example, other than the CH3 we can consider it may be ethyl group or propyl group. Now let us consider this CH3, CH2, CH3 like this. In this case this group is known as acetyl group, and that acetyl group when present with the benzene ring in common system, it is known as acetophenone. Here this CO group is attached with this benzene. Phene, already you know, phene is nothing but the benzene group. So here that CO group is attached with that one, and thereby it is nothing but acetophenone. Or otherwise here another name is methyl, because alphabetical order, phenyl ketone. This is also the name of that compound. Or we can consider this as phenyl ethanone. Already in previous class also we discussed about this. Or one more name is introduced for this. It is nothing but, we know when CH3 both sides when present, it is nothing but acetone, and here in one of the CH3 group place phenyl group when present, it is known as phenyl acetone. This is also accepted for this compound, phenyl acetone. Actually acetone we know it is nothing but CH3CO CH3, that group itself is acetone, and thereby it is considered as the phenyl acetone. And now coming to this, two phenyl groups present with the ketone, hence it is diphenyl ketone we can consider in common system, or it is acetyl group and hence acetophenone, and this is benzoyl group and hence we can consider this as benzophenone. Or otherwise it is considered as methanone and diphenyl methanone, only one carbon present with the CO group we can consider like that. And in this case here This one is considered as the ketone, aliphatic ketone, that is nothing but propanone. In that propanone, there is phenyl group on first carbon, hence it is 1-phenyl propanone, or sometimes it is considered as propianophenone, like this we can consider. These are different compounds and their common and IUPAC names respectively. And here just you observe the rules, and the rules we are not considering any specific rule, just depending on the groups which are present with this keto group we are providing the names. Like that you have to consider the names of the group. And here, and before going to provide you some compounds to write the common name and IUPAC name, one more important, somewhat I forgot in the previous session. Actually I had to make it a reminder for you, and here at least I recall that one, and that's why I am giving that very important point. Actually, if we considered COOH group and C double bond O group, you know the priority of the functional group, and among these two, which is the prior group? Simply this is of having COOH is more prior compared to C double bond O. In general, that is nothing but when we are having any compound like this, then the compound is considered as carboxylic acid and the numbering starts from this. In this one, it is considered as 3 keto, 1, 2, 3, 4 butanoic acid. Like this we are writing the name. That is, we are giving the priority for the COOH group to give the numbering. That is nothing but positional numbers, is it not? But when the same group is present in ring like this, even though COOH is present on this carbon, just it is very important point you have to keep in your mind. Here the numbering always starts from this, not from this carbon or this carbon. The numbering starts from this one because here the keto group is a part and parcel of this cycle, but COOH is outside the cycle. That's why here we have to consider the priority number should be given for the keto group carbon. So in such a case, 1, 2, 3. On third carbon, it is having the COOH group. Actually, this is now, it is the main function group. That's why we are considering it is the priority number 1. This is considered as 3-carboxy. Just you observe. It is taken as the substituent, even though it is a prior functional group. Only in cyclic ketones this is happening. The reason already we are discussing, the reason is nothing but CO group is involved in the cycle, whereas COOH is present on the side chain. That's why it is 3-carboxy cyclohexanone. That is the name. Clear? So you remember, when cyclic ketones are provided, the keto group is taking priority and it is the main functional group even in the presence of other prior functional groups like COOH. Actually, in our consideration, COOH is the highest prior functional group. Even when it is the highest functional group, when the cyclic ketone is considered, this keto group is given the priority and it is taken as the functional group, and the COOH is taken as substituent. That is very important, you have to remember. That is about the naming of ketones. And now you have to write the names, common names and IUPAC names of few ketones. Let me give that list to you. And here one more important, you remember this CH3 C double bond O CH3, it is also having some generic name, common name. Actually common name is nothing but dimethyl. It is dimethyl ketone is common name. is it not? But IUPAC name is nothing but it is propanone. This is propanone, but generic name is it is considered as acetone. It is one of the aprotic solvent, you remember. Aprotic means it is solvent, but it doesn't release the H plus from it. So because there is no acidic hydrogen in this one, that's why it is aprotic solvent. It is used as aprotic solvent for preparation or conversions of so many compounds. Clear? And now let me give the other compounds. Just you try to write the name for this. It is 1 and it is 2 and it is 3 and then seventh one I am writing here. It is nothing but benzene with CO, CH2, CH2, CH3, or it is benzene group present but keto group is here. It is like this. 8th. And then 9th compound, let me write here. It is benzene ring is present but the keto group is here and it is also having this type of structure. And the 10th one is nothing but benzene ring is present on this side, and on this side also it is having a cyclic group. For this one, for all these compounds, you try to write the IUPAC name. If it is possible to write the common name, then you can try to write the common names also. Clear? That is about the naming of carbonyl compounds. And now let us discuss about the isomerism that can be expected from these carbonyl compounds. Isomerism that can be expected from carbonyl compounds. And for that purpose, first let us consider this group C double bond O. When it is present, now structural isomers, where we can expect chain isomerism, and then we can expect positional isomerism, and then we can expect functional group isomerism, and then we can expect metamerism. This is structural isomerism possibility. And now when it is CO group, that is carbonyl group, we know this carbonyl group can exist in two forms. One is nothing but C double bond O H, that is one of the valency of the carbonyl group is always bonded with one hydrogen. Then it is known as aldehyde. Is it not? And the other group is, this is nothing but on the other side it is bonded with a alkyl group, and the other group is nothing but the carbonyl group is bonded with both the valency is bonded with alkyl groups. Then it is ketone. Just now let us consider these aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones with a minimum 3 carbons. Just you remember, this is very important. Minimum 3 carbons. More than 3 is allowed, but minimum 3 carbons. Only 1 carbon, say for example, if it is HCHO, it has no keto group form. And in case if it is CH3CHO, even then we can't find any keto form. It is nothing but CH2O, and this is nothing but C2H4O. And now C3H6O. If it is present like this, In this case, you can consider both these aldehydic form like this, C double bond OH, and as well as we can find the keto form like this. Even though, just you remember, these two are having this common function group, that is carbonyl group, but this RCHO is behaving like aldehyde. It is a different sub-function group in the carbonyl compounds, is it not? And this CO is nothing but a keto group. So when it is aldehyde and it is ketone, these two are considered as two different functional groups. And with the same molecular formula, the compound, one is aldehyde, the other one is ketone. That is why these two are different. Where these two compounds are different with the same molecular formula? In their functional group. Such type of isomers are known as functional group isomers. So aldehydes and ketones with minimum 3 carbons, you remember, with only 1 carbon there is no keto form, with only 2 carbons there is no keto form. When it is of having 3 onwards, the number of carbons, then these ketones and aldehydes are functional group isomers. Simply we can say that when it is possible to write the keto form as well as aldehyde form, then only we can consider both these two forms, and hence in a simple one or in general we can say that aldehydes and ketones are functional group isomers. Clear? And one more important, already in previous case we discussed CHO, that is nothing but aldehydic group is a terminal functional group, a terminal functional group. That means it is always present at the terminal and its position number is given as 1. And whereas keto group is always non-terminal functional group. It is non-terminal functional group and hence it never present in the position 1. And one very important thing is chain isomerism, positional isomerism. These two are not possible in keto form. Very important point where most of the learned person also are getting confused. Here in this point, when say for example, if we are considering different keto forms of a compound like this, it is CH3, CH2, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. And when it is given as CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. Now these two seem to be positional isomers. Why? Because 1, 2, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2-pentanone. As per our name, it is 2-pentanone. IUPAC name is 2-pentanone. And in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again here, but keto group is present at 3rd carbon and hence it is 3-pentanone. So when we are considering the name of these two compounds then we can say this is positional difference is observed and hence we can consider these two as positional isomers. But just you remember, this positional isomerism is not possible for this ketone. Why? Because when it is divalent functional group, the two alkyl groups here present. In case of divalent functional groups only, when the alkyl groups attached to that divalent functional group are different, that peculiar phenomenon is known as metamerism, but not positional isomerism. Here it is methyl propyl, here diethyl. It seems to be positional, but the priority should be given to the metamerism, not to the position. Are you clear with this one? Just you remember, in divalent function groups when present in the compound, then when different alkyl groups are possible, we have to consider first metamerism but not positional. In ketones, if it seemed to be positional because it is considered as 2-pentanone and it is 3-pentanone, but when we are considering these position difference, we find that this divalent function group is having different alkyl groups on both, and when different alkyl groups are present with the same functional group, that peculiar phenomenon is known as metamerism. So instead of functional group isomerism, it should be considered as metamerism. That is very important point. Clear? And now, in case sometimes with the same number of carbons, say for example, if it is CH3, CH2, 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 C double bond O, CH3, and this is now having CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. Then it seemed to be the function, that is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons present. So when different carbon number present, we can consider them as chain isomers actually. Is it not? But you remember, when this alkyl group is same on one side, the other alkyl group is different in its chain, this is considered as metamerism but not chain isomerism. In case of ethers, when these are present, they lead to positional isomerism, but here when it is appeared like this, and in some books it is given as chain isomerism because this is considered as the side chain, because it is considered as 2 hexanone, is it not? And this one 2, 3, 4 methyl 2 pentanone. So when the number of carbons present in main chain are different, automatically they seem to be chain isomers, but this chain difference creates different alkyl group. It is nothing but propyl, methyl 2-methyl propyl, and this is N-butyl. When alkyl groups different, then it is nothing but metamerism. So in case if they are giving both as chain isomerism as well as metamerism, then that option is the more accurate. But only when they are of giving whether they are chain isomers or whether they are metamers like that, then you have to give priority for the metamerism. Even in positional isomerism also, when they are asking for whether these two belong to the positional isomerism or whether they are belonging to metamerism, you have to give the priority for metamerism. That is only in case of ketones. Only in case of ketones, because that ketone is a divalent function group. Whereas in case of aldehydes, it is unable to exhibit the metamerism. Why so? Because aldehyde is a terminal function group. Aldehyde is terminal function group means it is monovalent. When monovalent, different alkyl groups attachment to that monovalent function group is not possible. That's why in aldehydes there is no question of metamerism, but in case of ketone, when we are comparing with the same number of carbons, whatever the alkyl groups they are present, if the alkyl group, one of the alkyl group is different, then we have to consider that those two compounds are metamers instead of positional isomers, instead of chain isomers. In some books they are giving, no doubt at all, but in actual practice we have to consider them as metamers. Okay, and some other discussions we have to continue. That is nothing but these carbonyl compounds, that is nothing but aldehydes and ketones are exhibiting a special kind of functional group isomerism. That is nothing but, as you know, it is nothing but tautomerism. What is tautomerism? What are the consequences of the tautomerism? How to find the tautomerism? And in the ketoenol tautomerism, it is nothing but In that keto-enol tautomerism, how to find the stability of keto form or enol form. All these we will discuss, because in junior inter, in organic it may be of taking some basics, but when it is coming to applications, it requires some more knowledge. Thereby I will provide you some examples with suitable examples and the facts that are responsible for the stability of the two forms. All these we will discuss in the coming session. Okay, thank you.